Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney just dropped a bombshell, and Washington, D.C. is in panic mode. But before we get into the story, please like, comment, and share Explain America. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Now, Ghislaine Maxwell, the notorious madam for the human trafficker and longtime partner of Jeffrey Epstein, is now in active discussions with the Trump Department of Justice about testifying. That's not speculation. That's a direct statement from her attorney, who told CNN, quote, "Ghislaine will always testify truthfully. We are grateful to President Trump for his commitment to uncovering the truth in this case," unquote. Now, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche has confirmed he's personally reached out to Maxwell's legal team and intends to meet with her. And that changes everything. For years, the Epstein investigation has been stonewalled, sanitized, and covered up, with sealed records, mysterious deaths, and official denials that any client list ever existed. But now the game is shifting. Maxwell, the woman described by former Epstein lawyer Alan Dershowitz as the Rosetta Stone of the entire operation, may finally speak. And Congress is already moving. The GOP-led House Oversight Committee has confirmed they are preparing to subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell for formal testimony. Representative Tim Burchett pushed for it. Chairman James Comer signed off on it. The motion passed by a voice vote. And now the committee will coordinate with the DOJ and the Bureau of Prisons to schedule Maxwell's deposition. That's a big move, and it signals that at least some lawmakers are serious about pulling the curtain back on what Epstein and Maxwell were really doing, who they were working with, who they were protecting, who they were serving. Let's not sugarcoat it. Powerful people are sweating right now. This all comes down to the Justice Department and FBI releasing a suspiciously vague, unsigned memo on July 6th claiming Epstein had no client list. That memo was met with bipartisan outrage and immediate skepticism from legal experts and the public alike. President Trump has publicly called it a hoax, and he didn't spell out exactly what he meant by that. But insiders believe he was referencing the possibility that false evidence or politically planted documents were slipped into the Epstein files to discredit or derail the investigation. Look no further than the birthday card that was supposedly written by Trump and it was published by the Wall Street Journal. Well, they're being sued for $10 billion now. And Trump just settled a huge case with CBS. So, yeah, they're playing with fire. But there's real concern, even among Trump allies, that operatives within the intel community tried to poison the well to protect certain names or sabotage disclosure entirely. Speaker Mike Johnson weighed in on this story, saying, quote, "We're not going to play political games with this. We want any individual involved in the Epstein evils to be brought to justice," unquote. But behind the scenes, there's gridlock and deal-making. This week, House GOP leaders were forced to recess a Rules Committee meeting after Democrats attempted to force a vote to release the full Epstein files. However, there are some questions about how they did that, including poison pills that they slipped into legislation. And now, Ghislaine Maxwell potentially is ready to speak, and the stakes have gone through the roof. Just last week, the Trump administration asked a federal judge to approve the release of grand jury testimony in both the Epstein and Maxwell cases. And with Attorney General Pam Bondi already in court pushing to unseal Epstein's records, we're seeing multiple pressure points converge at once. It's all coming to a head. If Maxwell testifies under oath, with immunity or without, it could expose the inner workings of one of the most well-protected, well-connected criminal networks in modern history, one that touched governments, media, finance, and intelligence. DC is panicking, and for good reason. This has been Kyle Becker with Explain America. Please like, comment, and share. It helps us keep Americans informed about what's really going on in this country.